with Sanjay Singh being suspended for the rest of the session?
Well, this is a very crucial meeting that is happening, at the office of LOP Rajya Sabha, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, and in fact, all the parties who are part of opposition camp are participating in this meeting. Now, remember, this is third meeting in less than 4 days of Parliament session, and this only shows that how opposition is now recalibrating its strategy as to how they can corner the government, on issue of Manipur. We've been informed that the suspension of AAP MP Rajya Sabha, Mr. Sanjay Singh, is also likely to be discussed, among the parties, and then they're going to take up the same issue with the chair as well. We all know that how the four managers of the government is also trying to reach out to the opposition camp in order to break the impasse which is prevailing in both the houses of the parliament. But the opposition camp has made it very clear that nothing short of a prime minister's statement would be enough on this issue, given the fact that this issue demands immediate attention from the highest office of the country, and therefore they will be insisting again that Prime Minister should come and address both the houses of the Parliament. On the other hand, the government has already made it very clear that they're ready to discuss this issue, and a senior minister would be briefing both the houses. So you can expect that the opposition would be recalibrating its strategy. At the same time, they would be bringing in more issues to corner the government in this monsoon session.
Okay. Rahul Gautam there reporting from Delhi on that very crucial meeting which is currently underway inside the LOP's office in Parliament. Rahul Gautam, of course, continues to be with us. Rahul, this is going to be extremely crucial because both sides seem very adamant on their positions. The government is very clear that they're not going to allow for a statement of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister will make no statement on Manipur inside the House. It will only be the Home Minister who will reply to any discussion. Again, the opposition, of course, insisting that suspend all business immediately, hold a discussion. But before that, the Prime Minister has to make a statement. So the logjam likely to continue. Okay, we'll try and reconnect with my colleague Rahul Gautam. Those pictures, of course, on your screens of the two meetings that are currently underway inside Parliament. On the right-hand side of your screens, you can see Prime Minister there walking in earlier this morning for the BJP Parliamentary Party meeting. That meeting is still underway. We expect that the Prime Minister would have a few words of advice for the BJP parliamentarians ahead of the session commencing. This is, of course, a meeting that happens every week as far as the BJP strategy for the week is concerned during Parliament session. This, of course, is the first such meeting that's happening during the monsoon session of Parliament, where the BJP, of course, will strategize as to how they will counter the opposition as it continues to disrupt proceedings in both houses of Parliament, demanding a statement from the Prime Minister on the Manipur violence. And remember, the opposition, of course, on the other hand, is adamant on their demand that the Prime Minister make a statement. So on both sides, Rahul, with both of them digging their heels in as to how they stand as far as the discussion on the Manipur crisis is concerned, unlikely that there's going to be any resolution anytime soon.
Rightly pointed out that it seems that both opposition and treasury benches, they are sticking to their demands. On one hand, opposition camp is insisting that Prime Minister should come and brief both the House and apprise them about what is the present situation in Manipur and what steps government has taken in order to mitigate the situation. On the other hand, the government is saying that it is ready to take up the Manipur issue, provided there is decorum and order in the House. And in fact, they are also accusing opposition of running away from discussion merely because of the fact that their stance would be exposed in states like Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and West Bengal. So clearly, opposition and treasury benches are holding the ground firmly, and obviously this is resulting in an impasse between opposition and government because of the fact that this is the fourth day, and it is expected that today also we're going to witness ruckus in both the houses as opposition is going to come armed with issues like Manipur, women's safety, and you can expect that opposition would be again raising these issues. On the other hand, the government is still trying to bring consensus and trying to reach out to the opposition camp, but it seems that
Okay, Rahul, just hold on, because we're getting information that's coming out of that meeting that the opposition is holding right now in the LOP's office in Parliament. The opposition is going to consistently insist on a demand for the Prime Minister's statement in Parliament. So the opposition has decided, no relenting, the Prime Minister must speak on Manipur in Parliament. So while, of course, the government has stated very clearly the Prime Minister will make no statement, the Home Minister will reply to any discussion as far as Manipur is concerned. The demand that the India Alliance is likely to continue to insist upon and make in both houses of Parliament is that the Prime Minister must speak on Manipur. Rahul.
Absolutely, and this is what, leading to stalemate between opposition and treasury benches. The government has already made it very clear that it is ready to discuss Manipur issue, given the gravity and seriousness of the, of this issue, provided there is decorum and order in the House, and Amit Shah, who's the Home Minister, would be briefing both the houses. However, opposition has rejected this idea. They are insisting that Prime Minister should come and address both the houses and must tell as to what steps have been taken to mitigate the situation, how it's going to initiate a dialogue between all the stakeholders. So clearly, you can say that this logjam is only continuing. And as I was telling you earlier also, today is the fourth day of this monsoon session, and it's the third meeting which is happening at this point of time of opposition camp, where they're recalibrating their strategy. In fact, Rajnath Singh had earlier called Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge also as to how they can, bring opposition on board when it comes to, transacting business in Parliament. But Mallikarjun Kharge specifically conveyed to government that unless and until Prime Minister comes and briefs both the houses about Manipur, they are not going to come on board, or there will not be a consensus between the two parties. So clearly it seems that that monsoon session is also heading towards a complete washout, as we have seen in previous sessions as well.
That's unfortunate. We're expecting, as Rahul is pointing out, Rahul, stay on with us, that this could possibly mean a washout of this session. Now, the government, of course, realizes, Rahul, that this is going to be a demand that the opposition is not going to step away from anytime soon in terms of having the Prime Minister make a statement on Manipur in Parliament. So it is already strategizing as to how it wants to see its legislative business through this session, especially because it's got 31 bills listed to be tabled in both houses of Parliament, especially the ordinance, which is extremely crucial for the government, the ordinance, the bill converting the ordinance, the Delhi Services Ordinance, in Parliament as well.
This has always been an allegation of the opposition camp, that how government has been bulldozing its agenda and how bills are being passed without any discussion on deliberations. And in fact, as we are witnessing this stalemate, continuing this logjam, only escalating between the two, two parties. It shows that the opposition has decided they're now not going to relent from their demands. We have to really understand that opposition has conveyed it to the treasury benches that the onus to run the government lies on the part of the government, and therefore they should concede the ground and should give space to opposition. Given the fact that both opposition and government wants to discuss, the issue of Manipur, but how it will be discussed and who is going to be addressing both the houses. This is the main question, or this is the grey area which is leading to this stalemate. Clearly, the government also knows that it will not be able to run the house without the help and assistance of opposition. Therefore, they are also trying to reach out and sending fillers to the opposition leaders. But as I was saying earlier, also Mallikarjun Kharge has specifically conveyed, and in fact, it has been again reaffirmed with this today's meeting that Prime Minister must come and speak and apprise leaders about the current situation in Manipur and must tell as to how is going to improve the situation, how is going to initiate the dialogue between the stakeholders, and how, in fact, they are also insisting for a all-party delegation to be sent without further delay. So these are the main demands of the opposition to which they are sticking, and it seems that at this point of time there is no solution in sight as far as government is concerned.
Okay, Rahul Gautam, they're bringing us all those updates from that opposition huddle which is currently underway inside Parliament, inside the LOP's office. Shortly, the session is to begin. Expect stormy scenes again. In fact, monsoon fury continues. A massive landslide has occurred in Ante Rambagh society in Mumbai, where 4 houses have been reduced to debris and 200 people in the society have been impacted. Last night, in fact, a part of a mountain fell on 4 houses at the time when all people were sleeping in their homes. 4 fire engines and Mumbai police personnel are present at the spot. Fortunately, no casualties have been reported in this incident. An orange alert has been issued in Mumbai, Pune, Raigad and Kolhapur today. Whereas heavy rains continue to lash parts of Uttarakhand, the road near Nandprayag and Pusari on the Badrinath National Highway has been blocked due to debris. Meanwhile, in Karnataka, Dakshin Kannada is severely impacted. Images of students passing through knee-level water to attend pre-university exams are making rounds on the internet. Schools in several districts, including Uttar Kannada, Kodagu, Udupi and Dakshin Kannada, are shut today.
सबसे पहले आपको दिखाना चाहते हैं ये जो रेजिडेंशियल सोसाइटी है इसके पीछे एक बड़ी चट्टान है। देर रात इस चट्टान का एक टुकड़ा गिर गया और गिरा तो गिरा इस रेजिडेंशियल सोसाइटी के पिछले हिस्से पे गिर गया। अब आप अंदाजा लगाएं, देर रात को आप अपने घर में निश्चिंत सो रहे हैं, तभी अचानक एक बहुत जोर से आवाज आती है और इससे पहले कि आप समझ पाए कि आखिर क्या हुआ, ये हाल हो जाता है। दूसरे घर में क्या हाल हुआ है ये आप देखिए। किसी को अंदाजा नहीं था कि अचानक चट्टान का एक हिस्सा गिर के रेजिडेंशियल सोसाइटी पे आ सकता है। वो तो लोग खुशनसीब रहे कि लोग जैसे ही यह आवाज आई, जैसे ही चट्टान गिरी तो वो अपने घरों से भागकर बाहर की तरफ आए। मौसम विभाग का फिर भी कहना है कि आने वाले दिनों में अब क्योंकि मानसून अपने चरम पे है, बारिश और ज्यादा तेज हो सकती है। ऐसे में मुंबई वासियों को सतर्क रहने की जरूरत है। कैमरा पर्सन साहिल चौहान के साथ पंकज उपाध्याय, मुंबई।
Let's take a look at the situation in monsoon hit areas across the country. Due to heavy monsoon rains and floods in Gujarat, a building has collapsed in Junagadh. Several people were trapped and rescue operation was carried out to save them. The old highway from Ransnala to Jhalogi has been completely damaged due to excessive rainfall in Himachal Pradesh's Mandi. A section of the Kalka-Shimla highway was damaged due to heavy rains in the Solan district. The traffic has been allowed from one side of the highway. Heavy rain slashed Hyderabad city and several areas experienced waterlogging. DRF and GHMC officials worked in areas to clear the waterlogging. Slipping into a short break, coming up next, filmmaker Sandeep Singh shelves film on Tipu Sultan amid threats. Exclusive interview after this break.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 37 and minimum 30 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 27 and minimum 25 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 35 and minimum 27 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 21 and minimum 19 degrees. Chennai, maximum 27 and minimum 25 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 25 and minimum 22 degrees.
News coming in right now. Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court acquits former Haryana Minister Gopal Goyal Kanda in air hostess Geetika Sharma's suicide case. Geetika, a former air hostess who was earlier employed with Kanda's MDLR Airlines, was found dead on August 5, 2012 at her Ashok Vihar residence in northwest Delhi. Gopal Kanda has now been acquitted by the Rouse Avenue Court in Delhi. Anisha Mathur is joining us over the phone line for more details. Anisha, what more can you tell us? What has the court said?
Well, the court has simply pronounced the judgment as acquitted of all charges. We are getting updates from the lawyers. They said that he's been acquitted of all charges. The order sheet, of course, will come very shortly. But at the moment, what I can tell you is that Gopal Kanda has been acquitted. Remember, he had been accused in the abetment of suicide case initially in 2012 when the matter had come up. He had also been accused of rape, but those charges were dropped in 2013. And very shortly, their lawyers are going to be coming out to give a comment to the media. But at the moment, what I can tell you is Gopal Kanda, the Haryana MLA, former Haryana minister who had been accused, who have been charge-sheeted for the abetment of suicide of air hostess Geetika Sharma, has for now been acquitted of all charges. Back to you.
Okay, so Gopal Kanda has now been acquitted. You're waiting for the order copy at the moment. Can you tell us a little bit more about the case against him, Anisha? Okay, we'll try and reconnect with my colleague Anisha, who's reporting on the court proceedings. But that's the latest update that's coming in from Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court, which has acquitted former Haryana Minister Gopal Goyal Kanda in the air hostess Geetika Sharma's suicide case. Geetika, a former air hostess who was earlier employed with Kanda's MDLR Airlines, was found dead on August 5, 2012 at her Ashok Vihar residence in northwest Delhi. Now, a court has acquitted Gopal Kanda in the abetment to suicide case. Anisha is back with us over the phone line. Anisha, while you wait for that order copy to find out the details of that verdict, can you brief our viewers a little bit more about the case against Kanda?
Well, remember in 2012, the air hostess Geetika Sharma's suicide case had shocked the country as the then young woman had committed suicide, claiming that Gopal Kanda, who was a minister in the Haryana government, and an MLA who owned the airline, had sexually exploited her a lot and pressured her. The allegations were also against his associate and the MD of the airline, Aruna Chadha, saying that she had been pressuring Geetika Sharma into maintaining a relationship with Kanda. There were serious allegations, and Geetika Sharma's suicide note had specifically mentioned both names as having been having pressured her, having exploited her. Her family, Geetika Sharma's family, had also been devastated as her mother passed away very shortly after this particular case had come to light. And today we are seeing that the Rouse Avenue Special Court has acquitted Gopal Kanda of all charges. We are still waiting to get a detailed copy of the order to find out what exactly is it that the court has said. But for now, Gopal Kanda, the former Haryana minister, former MLA, has been acquitted in the abetment of suicide case. Remember, the rape charges against him, which have been framed by the trial court back in 2012, back in 2013, had been dropped on orders of the High Court. The High Court had said that you cannot frame charges against Kanda for rape. But even post that, Geetika's family had been trying desperately to ensure that this case goes through and that Gopal Kanda and Aruna Chadha are punished for the suicide and what happened to the life of young Geetika Sharma. That's it.
Okay, so Anisha, just stay on with us. Those are images of Geetika Sharma, who was an employee with MDLR Airlines, Kanda's airline, and she, in fact, very tragically had committed suicide, had died by suicide in 2012. Let's listen in to Gopal Kanda's lawyer.
Faced a lot of problems for around 11 years. He has done nothing. the trial he has faced for 11 years together. It's a very miserable. And we were hopeful for the trial court, and we got acquittal. Faced a lot of problems for 11 years. He has done nothing. And the trial he has faced for 11 years together. It's a very miserable. And we were hopeful for the trial court, and we got acquittal.
So that is what the lawyer has to say, that Kanda has faced a lot of trials and tribulations because of this ongoing case. Kanda, of course, was standing next to the lawyer but did not speak with the media at the moment. But the lawyer, of course, informing that Kanda has been acquitted of the charges that were leveled against him. So those images, of course, of Gopal Kanda in court earlier today. We're slipping into a very short break. Stay tuned. News and updates will continue on the other side.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 37 and minimum 30 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 27 and minimum 25 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 35 and minimum 27 degrees. Bangalore, maximum.
You are watching India Today.
Hello, very good morning. You're watching India Today TV. I'm Sneha Mordani. Let's get started with the top stories in this edition first. Crucial BJP party meeting underway in Parliament. The Prime Minister attends the meeting amidst disruptions and protests in Parliament. "83 days of Manipur violence, horror stories of violence unravels. Freedom fighters' wife burnt alive." India Today reports from Ground Zero. Manipur government seeks report from Assam Rifles in Myanmar. Intruders in the state has asked how did 718 Myanmar nationals enter without documents. NSA Doval ski meeting with top China diplomat. Doval tells China to build border trust as India ready to work on border controversy. Day after rebranding Twitter as X, Elon eyes X to control half of global trade. Musk faces legal hurdles in building X empire. A top story cutting across live to proceedings in the House that have just begun. Let's take a look.
Your seat. Go to your seat. Go to your seat. Honorable members, please take your seat. Honorable members, please take your seat. 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 Honorable members, kindly, please take your seat. Take your seat. Take your seat. Take your seat. But take your seat. Take your seat. Take your seat. Take your seat. तिरुचि जी, take your seat, take your seat.
लोकतंत्र क्या रोज नारेबाजी करते हैं?
मुझे ये मेरी कमजोरी है, मुझे डांटना आता नहीं है। But can we go through the routine business first? One second. What is your point of order? Precisely, Mr. Chadha, give your point of order.
I'll be very precise.
Not a description.
सर, पहला मेरा बिंदु ये है,
सदस्य हैं, संसद की गरिमा को बनाए रखें। आप सदन नहीं चलाना चाहते, प्रश्नकाल नहीं चलाना।
सदस्य को आम आदमी पार्टी के एक साथी संजय सिंह को सस्पेंड करने का जब मोशन मूव किया गया और आपने उस मोशन को वोटिंग के लिए कहा, तो मैं आपके समक्ष खड़ा था और मैंने डिवीजन मांगी। सत्ता पक्ष के पास आंकड़े नहीं थे, विपक्ष के पास आंकड़े थे। मैंने कहा डिवीजन, मैंने मांगी कि आप डिवीजन दीजिए, मतदान हो और मतदान के अनुसार तय हो कि सदस्य को सस्पेंड करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए। पॉइंट नंबर 1। पॉइंट नंबर 2 सर, इस सदन के भीतर ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन, सुन लीजिए सर।
One second, take your seat. You will have to.
सर मेरे को खत्म करने
One second. You will have to understand what is meant by a point of order. Raise your point of order. That has to be contemporaneous to the situation in the house.
Sir, that is the prevailing situation.
No.
This is the prevailing situation.
You see, you are a young member. You will have to find guidance from seniors.
Sir,
this book. One second.
Sir, now I seek division right now on the suspension of Sanjay Singh. Sir, I seek division right now on the suspension of Sanjay Singh. Sir, right now, this book doesn't differentiate between a young member or an old member. Sir, this book doesn't differentiate between a young or an old member.
On the table, Shri Krishnapal Gujar. चौधरी।
माननीय सभापति जी, मैं आज की संशोधित कार्यसूची में मेरे नाम के सामने वर्णित कागजात आपकी अनुमति से सदन के पटल पर रखता हूं।
सर, एसपी सिंह बघेल
महोदय, मैं आज की पुनरीक्षित कार्यसूची में मेरे नाम के आगे संख्या 1 के आगे हिंदी और अंग्रेजी कागजात सदन के पटल पर रखने की आपकी अनुमति चाहता हूँ।
डॉक्टर भगवत करार।
Honorable Chairman sir, with your kind permission, I rise to lay the papers mentioned against my name in the revised list of business for today.
Dr. Bharti Praveen Pawar.
Honorable Chairman sir, with your permission, I rise to lay on the table of the House papers mentioned against my name in today's revised list of business. Thank you.
श्री शांतनु ठाकुर। डॉक्टर महेंद्र भाई मुंजपुरा।
I wish to lay on the table of the House papers mentioned against my name in today's revised list of business. Thank you, sir.
Reports of the department related parliamentary standing committee on energy, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi.
Sir, with your kind permission, I wish to lay the copy of each of the following reports, Hindi and English version of the Standing Committee on Energy, as listed against my name in today's revised list of business. Number 1, 36 report of the action taken by the government on the observation recommendations contained in the 20th report of the 17th Lok Sabha of the Committee on the subject of tidal power development in India. Second, 37th report on the action taken by the government on the observation recommendation contained in the 21st report 17th Lok Sabha of the Committee on the subject of the financial constraint in the renewable energy sector. Third, 30th report on the action taken by the government in the observation recommendation contained in the 27th report, 17th Lok Sabha of the Committee of the Subject Evaluation of the Wind Energy in India.
Of the Department-related Parliamentary Standing Committee on External Affairs, Dr. Ashok Kumar Mittal.
Sir, with your kind permission, I rise to lay on the table a copy in English and Hindi of the 22nd report of the Department-related Parliamentary Standing Committee on External Affairs, 17th Lok Sabha, on India's neighborhood first policy.
Statement of the Department-related Parliamentary Standing Committee on Labour, Textiles and Skill Development, Shri Naresh Bansal.
आपकी अनुमति से मैं अपने विभाग श्रम, वस्त्र और कौशल विकास संबंधी संसदीय स्थायी समिति के निम्नलिखित प्रतिवेदनों में अंतर्विष्ट समुक्तियों सिफारिशों पर सरकार द्वारा आगे की गई कार्रवाई को दर्शाने वाले विवरणों की एक-एक प्रति अंग्रेजी और हिंदी में सभा पटल पर रखता हूं। धन्यवाद।
Sir, with your kind permission. Sir, with your kind permission. Today's revised list of business at item number 2D. Sir, I rise to lay the Hindi and English version of the report number 66, 67, 68 of the public account.
मंत्री जी को बोल दीजिए कि वो सदन में आकर
Randeep bhai, please. 68 of the Public Accounts Committee 2023-24 as listed against my name in today's list of business at serial number 2D. Sir, Manipur के ऊपर चर्चा बहुत जरूरी है और वो होनी चाहिए सर।
माननीय सभापति महोदय, मैं वित्त मंत्रालय की अनुदान मांगों 2023-24 के संबंध में विभागीय संबंधित वित्त संबंधित संसदीय स्थायी समिति के 55वें प्रतिवेदन के अंतर्विष्ट सिफारिशें समयुक्तियों के कार्यान्वयन की स्थिति के संबंध में वक्तव्य देता हूं।
ठाकुर।
Chairman sir, I rise to lay on the table of the House the paper mentioned against my name in today's revised list of the business. Thank you, sir.
Honorable members, I have received 51 notices. Honorable members, I have received 51 notices under Rule 267. Before I read out the names, an honorable member yesterday had very rightly pointed out that 267 has to take precedence over 176. A very proper input was rendered by Derek O'Brien. We will abide by that. It's a good, healthy practice. We all are engaged in learning. He made a very good, intelligent point that has been agreed. I am taking 267 earlier to 176. There are 51 notices under Rule 267. Dr. John Britas to discuss the situation prevailing in Manipur. There are 50 such notices. I am reading out the names. Shri Binoy Vishwam, Shri Pramod Tiwari, Shri Mallikarjun Khadge, Shri R. Girirajan, Professor Manoj Kumar Jha, Dr. K. Keshav Rao, Shri K. R. Suresh Reddy, Shri Jairam Ramesh, Ms. Dola Sen, Shri Abdul Wahab, Shri Tiruchi Shiva, Dr. Kani Moji NVN Somu, Shri M. Sanmugam, Srimati Priyanka Chaturvedi, Srimati Ranjit Ranjan, श्री KRN राजेश कुमार, श्री B पार्था सारथी रेड्डी, श्री सुशील कुमार गुप्ता, श्री अलमाराम करीम, श्री जवाहर सरकार, श्री इमरान प्रतापगढ़ी, श्री अनिल प्रसाद हेगड़े, श्री संजय राउत, श्री संदीप कुमार पाठक, श्री B लिंगैया यादव, श्री जोगिनपल्ली संतोष कुमार, डॉक्टर अमी याजनिक, श्री राघव चड्डा, श्री शक्ति सिंह गोहिल, श्री जोश के मनी, डॉक्टर L हनुमंथैया, श्रीमती महुआ माझी, मिस सुष्मिता सेन, श्री डेरेक ओब्रियन, श्री मोहम्मद नदीमल हक, डॉक्टर शांतनु सेन, श्री साकेत गोखले, श्री राजीव शुक्ला, श्रीमती शांता छेत्री, श्री संतोष कुमार पी, श्री जावेद अली खां, श्रीमती वंदना चौहान, प्रोफेसर राम गोपाल यादव, श्री नीरज डांगी, श्री जेबी मथेर इसाम, श्री सैयद, श्री अखिलेश प्रसाद सिंह, श्री P विल्सन, श्री वी शिव साधन. We have another notice, honorable members, from Sri Abdul Wahab to discuss issues related to Gyanvapi Mosque. Honorable members have demanded, by way of 267 notices, discussion on the ongoing situation of violence and unrest in Manipur. Sri Abdul Wahab has also requested to discuss issues related to Gyanvapi Mosque. Honorable members in this regard would recollect, on 20th of July 2023, I had already given a ruling that the notices for short duration discussion received regarding violence in Manipur are admitted, and the leader of the House, Sri Piyush Goyal, had agreed for discussion on this issue. Since discussion on this issue has already been agreed by the government, I am unable to accede to the request. The other notice of Sri Abdul Wahab is not in order, as it fails to fulfill the requirements of the rule, and hence the same cannot be entertained. Honorable members, 3 notices under Rule 176 for short duration discussion have been received. The same are Sri Ghanshyam Tiwari, concern over crime and atrocities against women in the state of Rajasthan; Dr. Kirodilal Meena, concern over crime and atrocities against women in the state of Rajasthan; Srimati Ramila Ben Bechar Bhai Bara, concerns over atrocities against women in the state of Chhattisgarh. Honorable members, I will take up the matter now, raised with permission.
Ready for discussion on this. Sir, the government is ready for discussion on the 176 notices on the atrocities against women and children in Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, which you have just alluded to. Government is ready for a discussion with both these issues also, because all over the country, if there is a crime against women, if there is a crime against children, जिस प्रकार का दुर्व्यवहार आज हम देश भर के अलग अलग इलाकों में देख रहे हैं, गंभीर समस्या है, संवेदनशील विषय, और सरकार इसके लिए तैयार है. इसमें कोई राजनीतिकरण करने का कोशिश ना करे. मैं समझता हूँ ये विषय राजनीति के परे है. हम सब बड़ी गंभीरता से, बड़े संवेदनशील तरीके से इन विषयों के ऊपर चर्चा करनी चाहिए, और सभी राज्यों में जो ये समस्या चल रही है, सभी राज्य सरकारों ने भी इसकी गंभीरता से संज्ञान लेना चाहिए। तो मैं चाहता हूं कि आप इन दोनों विषयों पे भी, राजस्थान और छत्तीसगढ़ पे जो दो आपके अलग अलग नोटिसेज आए, इसके ऊपर भी आप शॉर्ट ड्यूरेशन डिस्कशन शेड्यूल करें, रखें। सरकार इसके लिए तैयार है।
Mr. P. Chidambaram,
Sir,
please take your seat.
In your opening remarks, you ruled, and if I may say with respect rightly, that 267 will take precedence over any other rule.
No, I didn't say that. I said I am beholden to Mr. Derek O'Brien for having pointed this out yesterday.
And rightly you said, rightly.
And it had a rational impact because under Rule 267, you can seek suspension of 176 also.
Yes.
So preceding 176.
Yeah, you said rightly.
And I said we all learn. So I give him the credit.
You said rightly. You said rightly. Rightly 267 will precede 167, 176. Having said that, today there are 51 motions under Rule 267. How can you rule that out and start a discussion under 176? Today, 267 is fresh today. 51 fresh notices. Today, Rule 267 must take precedence. So 267 discussion must start over 176. Today.
Honorable members, one second. Honorable members, Mr. Chidambaram, one second. Take your seat. Mr. Tiwari, take your seat. Please, take your seat. Mr. Chidambaram, Honorable, one second. Please, sit down. Better. You see, honorable members,
The Prime Minister has taken the opposition on, talking about the fact that there never has been such a directionless opposition. Meanwhile, proceedings in the House also have been adjourned for the time being. Rajya Sabha has been adjourned amid the ruckus that we had seen inside Parliament a few moments ago. In fact, with the members also raising their points about a discussion inside the House, while the government pressed for discussion on the situation not just in Manipur but in other states like Rajasthan as well, is what Minister Piyush Goyal in fact said a few moments ago. There should be a short duration discussion on crimes against women in any part of the country is what Minister Piyush Goyal just said. I'm just going to go straight across to my colleague Paulami Saha for more details on that. The government is combative here, Paulami, clearly saying that why just Manipur? Why not the other states? We have to discuss the issue of women's safety in other states like Rajasthan, which we know as opposition rule.